Hey, what's up, gang? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying a good weekend. First and foremost, I want to say Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day weekend, Happy Father's Day itself. To the dads, whether you're a new dad or a dad-to-be soon, stepdad, grandfather, in-law, whatever you are, if you're being a dad, Happy Father's Day. And I hope you enjoy a great weekend. And personally, it's one of the best honors to be bestowed upon you. I'm a dad of 2 young daughters. I have a third one coming, another girl, so I can't think of anything better than being a dad to kids, especially girls. So with that, hope you enjoy a great weekend. And here's to you folks, guys, and dads. With that, I want to get to a Yankee profile. There's a player out there who's a relief pitcher, and with the Yankees down a couple of relievers because of injury and whatnot, it puts them in a little bit of a position. Some of the guys have been worked a little hard, so I think a little bit more depth. And I do expect them to bring in a relief pitcher to some capacity, maybe even a starter at the trade deadline or before the trade deadline to kind of fortify the team, especially with the way they're going. I want to get as much pieces in here to put them in a position to win the World Series. But this is a guy that I don't think anybody's talking about or thinking about. And quite honestly, I wasn't either until he was put on my radar. And it sounds as if he might be on Matt Blake's radar. And if it's on Matt Blake's radar, then not only is that a really good thing, but there's a chance it could be on other teams' radars as well. So he'll probably will be a highly coveted asset at some point. His name is Matt Festa, and I hadn't heard of him. But he's a New York City boy, too. So guy was born in Brooklyn, went to high school at St. Joe's by the Sea in Staten Island. So anytime there's a New York boy making the major leagues and kind of doing his thing, kind of proud of it. Dylan Betances was a New York City boy. Even Manny Ramirez was a New York City boy. So anytime we get New York City boys coming through the system, making it to the majors, props to you, man. Props, props, props. Nothing like it, man. But this guy, he's a 29-year-old free agent. Not free agent, 29-year-old relief pitcher who's not going to be a free agent until 2026. So he's in his last year of pre-arb and then his 3 arbitration seasons afterwards. So any team that would be acquiring him, if they get to, would be getting him on the cheap. And with the Yankees particularly having guys that are going to be expensive, most likely moving out as via free agency, like Aroldis Chapman and Zach Britton, that's $30 million coming off the books, and replacing him with potentially a guy like this is a good thing, okay? And that's kind of what the Yankees do. Instead of overpaying for certain relievers, it looks like they're bringing in affordable guys via trade and whatnot. So, look what they've done, with whether it be Wandy or Miguel Castro, and most notably Clay Holmes. And to tie this into Clay Holmes, this guy here is being considered the next Clay Holmes, which is one reason it hit my radar big time. So he's got a similar repertoire, okay? A 4-seam fastball and a nasty slider. He's also in the 90th percentile in terms of hard hit ball, so he doesn't get hit very hard. He's 95th percentile in terms of extra base hits, so he doesn't get hit very hard. Now, with the exception, I would say, of a little bit of the long ball issue this year, but it's been an epidemic throughout the Mariners' entire bullpen this year. With the exception of that, this guy's money. His stats aren't that crazy sexy right now, too. He's got a 0-1 with a 4.3 ERA. But when the Yankees acquired Clay Holmes himself, he had a 4.93 ERA with a very, very similar repertoire and similar metrics that generally can be easily overlooked. And look what they've done with him. It's been nothing short of remarkable. And can you imagine getting somebody here and bringing the same type of effect, or working with Matt Blake and having the same type of impact on the bullpen? It would go from elite to super elite. And that's the type of guy I think would be a great target for this team. So, and again, a need to develop a third pitch, probably a changeup or something like that, would be helpful, which what Holmes is doing as well. And a lot of pitchers generally have 2 out pitches, but a third one would probably work in his favor, particularly if he's a righty. But he's got 31 strikeouts in 20 innings pitched, so he's a high K guy. He also has a 1.119 whip. So he's solid, very good across the board. And again, an underrated, unheralded, not talked about potential target. Now, I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing that the Yankees are going to get him. It's no guarantee. But, with guys like David Bednar out there and David Robertson and Scott Bednar from the Scott Barlow from the Royals, those guys are probably going to come at a higher cost. Bednar is going to cost a fortune. He's under control till 2027. Okay, Barlow's under control until 2025. Robertson's a free agent at the end of the season, and he has Yankees ties already. He's reliable, and he's got like a 1.5 ERA, so he'll cost a few things too. But this seems to me like the perfect fit in between all these guys. And if the Yankees don't want to forfeit a ransom, this might be a guy to get if he's gettable, I should say so. And adding him to a bullpen, and again, if he turns into being a portion of Clay Holmes, Yankees struck gold. They have struck gold. So, and using another weapon in the bullpen to, because we don't know what, honestly, we're going to get with Jonathan Loaisiga when he comes back, right? Or Zach Britton when he comes back. We just don't know. And as much as I appreciate like Manny Banuelos and Clark Schmidt and Ryan Weber, who just came up and was already sent out, but I expect him to come back in as well. But throwing 3 2/3 after Clark Schmidt threw 3 shutout against the Tampa Bay Rays, guys like that, utilizing long relief, bringing in a guy like this would be a perfect balance to the bullpen. And to me, this is a perfect get. I mean, and again, the need to develop a third pitch is at some point probably a necessary thing, but he's got a nasty repertoire already. And if you can turn him to a shell of what Clay Holmes would be, that's what I'm talking about. That's another valuable weapon. And that's what the Yankees are known for now, taking guys that nobody thinks about. And we never thought of Clay Holmes. There's a lot of folks that were upset. We're like, oh my God, we got rid of Hoy Park. Oh my God, what the? Look where we're at now. Look where we're at now, freaking Clay. He's the closer. 12 for 12. 28 inning consecutive scoreless streak. He tied Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time. Like, he is money, dude. And if we can bring in this guy and turn him into something similar, I mean, fantastic. So, and this to me is probably more indicative of the type of player the Yankees are going to try to acquire, because Cashman clearly does not like overpaying for players at the deadline ever, particularly at the deadline. They get guys, and I still think they need to get guys, obviously. But this is a guy that to me would be a under the radar, not a flashy target that could turn into something special here. So and again, he's already got the attention of some of the right people, so I expect him to be at least inquire about it. And it's not going to cost the Volpe, it's not going to cost the Dominguez or an Oswald Peraza or anything like that. It costs a few prospects. And again, with the Mariners kind of underperforming all across the board, them using some more prospect depth will probably be a good thing for them. So I expect them to be somewhat aggressive too. It's going to be hard to catch the Astros, who are clearly one of the favorite teams in the American League and one of the best teams in the American League. So, but fortifying piece by piece and kind of starting to build around Julio Rodriguez is probably what they're going to wind up doing. So, and any prospects they can get for a guy like this could be a good thing. And the Yankees are a perfect fit for a controllable, not expensive relief pitcher here that they could just put into the stable and let become part of what is already an elite bullpen. Okay? But you guys let me know what you think. Have you heard of this guy? I have not. Okay? So, but those are some of the stats and some of the metrics that are connected to him. And they're very attentive. Okay? They caught my attention. They've clearly caught the Yankees' attention and other folks too. So, by the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. It's not only greatly appreciated and helpful to the channel, but I don't want you missing out on stuff like this or moves like this or any other type of trade or signing or breaking news, particularly when it comes to the Yankees. And I will be going live the day of the trade deadline, which is August 2nd. The deadline's usually 4 p.m. I'm going to go live that day about 12 and stay live until about 5 to report everything that happens, that frenzy of trades that happen that day. You're going to get it. You're going to get them live time too. And once the details come out, you're going to get those too. And anything that's happened up to that point over the last couple of days before that, you're going to get that as well. And I'm going to the reason why I'm staying after, because there's a lot of last-minute deals that get reported half hour to an hour after the trade deadline too. So, but and obviously I don't want you to miss out. I put lineups out, post-game recaps, and everything else. I don't want you to miss out on that either. But let me know what you think of this guy. Okay, he seems like a very intriguing option. And would you make a move for him? Talk to you next time.